Picture this: no house, no jacket, no grocery store, no matches, no lighter, no phone flashlight. Just you, alone, in the middle of nowhere at 2 a.m. and something is watching you from the dark. Now here's the terrifying part. This wasn't a horror movie. This was just Tuesday. For our ancestors, for over 1 million years, and somehow they didn't just survive. They thrived. They spread across 2 continents. They built languages. They made tools. They had families, all without fire. So the question that's been keeping scientists up at night is, how on earth did they do it? Because honestly, I don't think most of us would last a week. Okay, let's establish something first, because this is where it gets wild. Modern humans, people who look exactly like you and me, have been around for about 300,000 years. But our ancestors, the ones before us, Homo erectus, they showed up 2 million years ago. Now, the earliest solid evidence of humans consistently using and controlling fire. That's roughly 400,000 years ago. Some researchers push it to maybe 1 million. But widespread, everyday fire use, much later. Do the math. That means for potentially over 1 million years, our ancestors were out here. No fire, no cooked food, no light after sunset, no way to scare off predators at night. To put that in perspective, the entire recorded history of human civilization is only about 5,000 years. We're talking 200 times longer than all of recorded history. Fireproof, literally. How is that even possible? Let's break it down. First thing to understand, their bodies weren't like ours. Harvard anthropologist Richard Wrangham has this brilliant theory called the cooking hypothesis. His argument is that cooking food, specifically with fire, is actually what made human brains grow bigger. Cooked food releases more calories, bigger brain. Simple math. But here's the flip side of that coin. Before cooking, their bodies were built for raw. Bigger jaw muscles, stronger stomach acid, a much more diverse gut microbiome, basically an army of bacteria inside them that could break down raw meat, roots, bark, insects, and things that would absolutely destroy your digestive system today. Chimpanzees, our closest living relatives who still don't use fire, have gut bacteria so powerful they can safely eat things we'd consider toxic. Our ancestors, same deal. They ate raw meat, raw tubers, bone marrow, which is incredibly calorie-dense and nutrient-rich, insects, whatever berries and fruits they could find, and their bodies handled it. We lost that ability over time, slowly, because we didn't need it anymore. Fire made us smarter, but it also made us weaker. Our ancestors had biological superpowers we literally evolved away from. All right, let's talk about what I think is the most jaw-dropping part of this whole story. Where did they sleep? Because at night, without fire, you are not the top of the food chain, you're just food. Turns out, they slept in trees. A study in the American Journal of Physical Anthropology analyzed bone structure from early Homo species and found that their shoulders, wrists, and hips were built for climbing and sleeping elevated. They were essentially designed to sleep in trees like great apes still do today. Trees gave them 3 things: elevation, concealment, and safety from ground predators. But here's the part that genuinely surprised me: body heat sharing. Early humans were intensely social, and not just emotionally, physically. Groups of 20 to 30 people would huddle together at night, literally pile on top of each other for warmth. Modern research shows that group sleeping, even among humans today in colder climates, stabilizes core body temperature significantly. Kids and elderly people especially benefit. So before fire was a thing, community was the fire. Your group wasn't just your family, it was your shelter, your alarm system, your heating unit, and your security team, all in one. That's honestly kind of beautiful. Okay, but let's not get too cozy, because the predator situation was absolutely terrifying. Saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, cave bears, leopards that were 30% larger than what exists today. Without fire to scare them off, how did early humans not just get eaten? 3 big reasons. Number 1, strength in numbers. Predators almost never attack large, awake groups. The risk of injury is too high. A pack of 25 early humans with rocks and sticks is genuinely dangerous, even to a saber-tooth. If one person spotted a predator and made noise, everyone woke up. That's a terrifying prospect for any predator. Number 2, strategic shelter. Caves and rock overhangs became home base, not just for warmth, but because a single entry point is defensible. Even the most dangerous predator hesitates to enter a narrow cave packed with screaming primates throwing rocks. Number 3, and this one's underrated, tools. The oldest stone tools we found are 2.6 million years old. That's way before fire was a regular thing. These early humans had sharpened rocks, primitive spears, and the intelligence to use them. They weren't helpless. They were armed and organized. So after all of this, what did fire actually change? Everything. But maybe not in the way you'd expect. Yes, fire meant warmth. Yes, it meant cooked food and a bigger brain. Yes, it meant light and protection. But the biggest thing fire changed wasn't physical. It was time. Before fire, when the sun went down, that was it. You found safety. You huddled up. You slept. But with fire, suddenly you had hours of light after sunset, hours where you weren't eating, you weren't fleeing, you weren't surviving. You were just talking. Anthropologists believe the campfire is literally where human culture was born. Stories, rituals, planning, teaching kids, gossip, yes, even prehistoric gossip. That social bonding time, sitting around a fire, is what accelerated everything. Language got richer, knowledge passed between generations, art appeared, religion appeared. Fire didn't just keep us warm, it gave us the gift of the evening, and we used it to become human. So, how did humans survive without fire? The honest answer is, they were a different kind of human. Tougher stomachs, more body hair, stronger immune systems, built to climb trees, designed to sleep in groups, armed with stones, wired for community in a way that kept them alive when nothing else could. Fire didn't save humanity. Humanity survived long enough to discover fire, and that distinction matters, because it means the things that actually kept our ancestors alive weren't weapons or technology. It was each other. Next time your power goes out and you're annoyed, just remember, your ancestors did 2 million years of that, in the dark, with saber-toothed cats outside, and they were fine. If this blew your mind, hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel. And drop a comment. Could you survive 1 week with no fire, no electricity, no cooking? I'm curious what you think your limit is. See you in the next one.